What's going on YouTube? It's your boy RonnyPugs back again with another MCU Spider-Man related video for you guys. And these last few weeks have undoubtedly been the craziest for Spider-Man fans since the MCU deal was first announced, with of course the breaking news that Sony and Disney currently have no plan in place to continue the MCU Spider-Man story. Within the last few weeks, I've seen conflicting reports that suggest Tom Holland is done playing Spider-Man, Tom will continue to play Spider-Man just not in the MCU, Jon Watts may not return for the planned Spider-Man film, and many more. But I think Tom Holland handled it best with his statement at D23 basically being that he's going to continue playing Spider-Man, however he's uncertain what the future holds. Which seems reasonable enough considering it was reported when this news first broke that Sony had at least 2 more Tom Holland Spider-Man films planned, which as of now will have no MCU connection. And that leads me exactly into what I want to talk about in today's video. The MCU doesn't need Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but Tom Holland's Spider-Man needs the MCU. From what we've seen with this interpretation of Spider-Man, he's been dependent on other heroes since we first saw him in Civil War. Tony Stark recruits Spider-Man, which makes him mainstream among the public and other Avengers and creates this universe's classic Spider-Man suit. So while Peter was independent to begin, he was more of a vigilante, and his superhero story really began when he first met Tony Stark. Even within Spider-Man's 2 MCU solo films, his entire story depends on the actions of other heroes within the MCU. Vulture and his team do what they have to do to get back at Tony Stark for basically making them unemployed, and in response to that, they steal tech from the Avengers. Mysterio is the same way, although you could argue that his motives depend more on Tony Stark's actions than the villains of Spider-Man Homecoming. And although Spider-Man became more independent towards the end of Far From Home, the presence of other heroes was still felt throughout the film, with it following up on the events of Endgame and the Edith glasses being a main plot device in the film. So it's been woven within this franchise that this Spider-Man needs the MCU more than it needs Spider-Man. So when you take that away from the character, you create a giant mess that will raise a lot of questions among the viewers. Even taking away the MCU elements from this Spider-Man and continuing the story as if Spider-Man is the only hero of this world going forward, these planned Tom Holland films are going to be looked at as MCU films. So you could take away the MCU elements from future films, but at the end of the day, they're still going to be looked at as MCU films, which is why I'm hoping Sony and Disney can work on something in time for a proper Spider-Man 3 film. And of course, let me know what you guys thought of the video. Do you agree that Tom Holland's Spider-Man needs the MCU in order to progress? Why or why not? Also, I started up school again, and I know I dropped a video almost every day 2 weeks ago. However, that'll probably change now that I have class to focus on, but you can at least expect 1 video a week until I figure out time. Also, I didn't forget about the Spider-Man 3 replay. It's just been so hard to find time to make those videos because those videos take up so much time to make, so I am working on getting part 3 out to you guys soon. And as always, thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe, follow my social medias, and I will see you guys again in my next video.